Can you tell us how a typical day of a kid looks like in the New Horizon Vidya Mandir? Any specific rationale or what's the reason behind making them do all that?
But then I don't think they have the time. Everybody's in a rat race these days. So what happens is...
Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters. Today, we have Ms. Revati Muralidharan, who's with us to speak to us about the New Horizon Vidya Mandir, which is in Belandur. She is also a parent at the school. Her kids study there. And apart from it, she's associated with the school for more than 8 years. And that gives us the best opportunity to speak to someone who's seen the school for a very long time. So let's speak to her and understand more about the general concerns that parents are likely to have while joining their kid in a preschool, and also about the school from a parent's perspective. Thank you so much for joining, Ms. Revati.
Thank you. It's my pleasure joining you all as well.
Great. Well, to begin with, can you tell us how a typical day of a kid looks like in the New Horizon Vidya Mandir?
So, Satan, the way we start our day is a little different from most of the schools that are around the area. So, in the other schools, we have students entering the campus and then saying good morning to the teacher. However, New Horizon Vidya Mandir, we follow a very different way. We approach the child by saying Hari Om. So, we join our hands and say Hari Om. So, that's how the children respond as well. Okay, so once that is done, from the gate until the classrooms, we have teachers throughout the campus. So the children will be guided to the classroom initially, because at a later stage, most of the child knows where their class is and they will be able to manage by themselves. So once they're in the classroom, the first thing we have is we have our prayer, which happens every day. So shlokas, bhajans and Bhagavad Gitas are chanted. So we have speakers also in each and every class. So when the shlokas and bhajans are chanted, the respective class teachers help the children repeat after it, because shlokas and bhajans are not something the child is familiar with. So it is a new language that they are learning. So the teacher helps them and then the children repeat with the teacher. So once that is done, we have something called as a circle time, where we get along with the children and then we try to make some movements. We play some music, we dance. It depends. Every day is different. So one day we are doing dance, one day it's about this normal exercises that we do. And some days it could be a story that we start off with. Okay, so that's how the circle time happens. So once that is done, we basically revise whatever has been done the previous day. So that's how we start with the academics. So once the revision is done, then we go on with the introduction of new subject. Whatever we have planned for that week, for that particular day, we go on with the introduction. So once the introduction is done, we also have an activity which is followed by, because children are more interested in the activity than what is being spoken by the teacher. So we follow up with an activity. So once that is done, we give them a short break, like 5 to 10 minutes. So in that time, we try to revise whatever is being done. And then we also have music and dance classes, which happens frequently, Montessori class. We have a timetable which we follow. So accordingly, we take the children and then they come back, they have their lunch. So when they're having lunch also, the children are not just left alone. We keep walking around, we keep seeing what the child is eating, whether it's healthy or unhealthy food. We guide them through that as well. And then after that is done, we take them for play for some time. We have PT classes also, which is scheduled. So we take them to play and then we wind up the day. We do a small revision again, like a calming down exercise, before we wind up for the whole day. So during the calming down exercise also, we ask the children to just close their eyes and just think what they have been doing throughout the day.
Got it. What's very interesting and peculiar is the shlokas and bhajans that they do in the beginning of the day. Any specific rationale or what's the reason behind making them do all that?
So what I feel is, these days parents are so busy with work and all those things, unlike how it was back olden days where we had the whole family supporting in. Today it's mostly nuclear families and parents hardly have. There are parents who are really interested in teaching all these things to children, but then I don't think they have the time. Everybody is in a rat race these days. So what happens is when they come to school and when children are like very hyperactive in the morning when they wake up and they come to school, but once they are in the school environment, we try to create an environment where they calm down. and we start off by chanting shlokas and bhajans. So initially the child is definitely not interested because it's a new language, but over a period of time, slowly they get accustomed to it and they start concentrating more. They try to understand what the lyric is, and they try to repeat what the teacher is saying. So that way, it's very, very nice to see that very small as nursery children who are just 3 years old and the 6 years old are also able to chant shlokas and bhajans and Bhagavad Gitas very beautifully.
Got it. And one of the general concerns that a lot of parents have is how does the school handle this separation phase in the beginning days of the school? So what are your thoughts on how New Horizon Vidya Mandir takes care of that phase for a kid?
The initial phase, you mean to say, when
Yes.
the school has just
Yeah.
reopened and we have kids coming in?
Yes, that's when kids tend to have this separation anxiety, right? Where they have to leave their
Yes,
parents and stay in a school. So how does the school handle that phase?
Correct. Yes, this happens mainly with the nursery kids or the playgroup kids because they are the kids who are going to leave their parents for the first time and come. So the LKG and the UKG kids are almost settled because they are very familiar with the school environment. They know how the teachers are and everything. So when it comes to nursery and playgroup, what happens is the initial days are really tough for the teachers because the kids are continuously crying. They don't want to listen to the teacher. They don't want to come close to them. But what happens here is we mostly have female, like our school completely are covered with female staffs. So, and most of them are mothers as well. So when you try to carry the child, pamper the child, get onto their level, slowly they get comfortable. So at the max we have seen is the first 3 days. That's the only time when the child is really scared and not comfortable with a new environment. But slowly when you start picking up the child and you start hugging the child, you start talking to them. And we have most of our teachers who can speak multiple languages. It's not just English that we communicate with. So we try to go to the child's level, and the child is quite familiar with Tamil, if that's the mother tongue of this particular child. We try to communicate to them in Tamil, or if it is Kannada, or if it is Hindi. So first thing is when they are familiar with the language, they get a little comfortable with the teachers. And second thing is the hug and the warmth that the mother gives. So the same way when we try to interact with the child, they get very, very attached to us. So they slowly start coming to us, responding to us. So that's how we make them comfortable. And then, the first 3 days, we only focus on making the child comfortable. So we give them more of toys, we walk around, we tell them stories. These are the things the age group of 3-year-old kid likes. So we try to go to their level and slowly bring them to us.
Got it. And you're a teacher in the beginning, and now you have moved to the admissions department, and you're also a parent because your kid studies in the same New Horizon Vidya Mandir. So can you tell us your association with the school over the last 8 years and how's it been all this while?
I would say more than a parent, as a teacher, I've had a wonderful journey. Because as a parent, we normally don't get to know more about the school because we only go when it's required. We get into the picture. Otherwise, we always take a back step. Especially being a teacher, I know it doesn't look good to keep fiddling on the class teacher for every little things. So what I do is, when it comes to my children, I take a step backward and then I wait and watch and then I take a decision. But as a teacher, what happens is we have an hands-on experience in everything. So I felt that, from the time I've joined to now, the very good positive thing about being a teacher in a preschool is the positive environment that the child creates for you. Like every day they come happy and then they want to see the teacher being happy. They love to see the teacher being well dressed and well appeared. So if there are days, when I'm also a little down, when there are some problems and then I don't feel like going to school and then I'm not in a good mood about anything. But the days when I'm down and then I enter my classroom, all I see is, the happy faces coming and hugging, and then they say, "Why, ma'am? Why do you look so sad today? Why are you like this?" So that itself, comforts you more than your own family. I feel the children who have just seen me for a few days connect very well with me. So that's the reason I've never been able to go out of this job. I would prefer continue working as a teacher for the rest of my life. That's how I feel it is.
That's so nice to see someone who's so passionate about teaching. Speaking about the timings of the school, what time does the school start and till when are the kids allowed to stay in the school?
Yeah, we start at 8:30 in the morning. So we have a buffer of 15 minutes where we give children time to settle down, because we have children coming by bus. Some are walkers, some come by private van. So they all reach in different timing. So we give them 15 minutes of settling period, after which we start off with the assembly. Okay, so by 8:45 we start the assembly, by 9 the assembly is over, and then we start off with the day-to-day activities. Same way in the afternoon also, we finish by 12:45. So by 12:45 we have the respective teachers who will be boarding the children in the bus. And if they are walkers, we have the parents walking in at the gate, and then they pick up their kids and they leave the campus. So by 1, I think most of the kids are out of the campus.
Got it. And in case if both parents are working, do you also offer some after school services, or is it only a school till 1 o'clock?
No, sir. We have after school activities also, and daycare facility also. So after school activity is only for children who stay close by and whose parents are in a position to come and pick them up. That's in 1 hour after the normal school duration. But then daycare, we have it for the parents who are unable to pick the child after the working hours. So daycare starts from 12:30. By 12:30, 12:45, the respective daycare teachers pick the kids from their classes, and then they go to the daycare, which is just two floors above our normal school, like 1 floor, I would say. So once they are there, we have daycare teachers and we have the helpers also. So they'll help the children change, and they are fed, they are put to sleep, and then there are activities planned. Again in the evening, they are fed with milk and some snacks. So the whole time that they are there, they are being taken care completely by the daycare teachers and the helpers.
Got it. Until when is the daycare facility available?
We have 2 slots actually. One which starts from 12:30 to 6:30, and the other one is from 12:30 to 7:30. So we have most of the parents come a little earlier and they pick up, because they are 2 small kids, right? All are above 6 years. So there are some parents who really can't make it up. So those are the parents who come by 7:30.
Got it.
So 7:30 is the max that kids stay in the school campus.
Got it. And the general education philosophy that we hear when it comes to preschooling is your typical Montessori method of education or Waldorf method of education. Here in New Horizon, what methodology is practiced, and how do you think they're different?
Okay, so here we follow the integrated method, where we give importance to both the playway learning and the normal learning. So supposing now if we introduce for a smaller children, for a nursery class, if we are introducing the letter D, what we do is after we introduce, we also tell them a story which has all the objects that is starting with letter D, like a drum and a doll. So something that the child can connect with. So drum, doll, dinosaur, these are all things that the smaller child can connect with. So that is one way of introducing. And then we make a story out of it. So we say there was a dinosaur which was playing with the drum, so that the child connects better. After that is done, we also have an activity which is planned. So for letter D, we find activity which is related to letter D. Okay, so it could be, we would have drawn a drum, and then the child does the fingerprinting on drum. And then we have this followed up by an activity in the Montessori class as well. So when the child goes to Montessori class, we make them trace on the hard surface and the soft surface, so that the child knows how to trace. So their sensory skills also help them in learning things better, because not all the children are smart in the class, right? So depending on their each and every child's need, we try to follow. Some children like music, they like stories. So when you tell it as a story, they are able to remember well. Whereas some children like to see the objects on the PPTs that are being played and they connect well. Whereas some children will require the touch and feel method. So we try to follow all this. Same with UKG kids. So UKG kids, if we are teaching them about how a plant is grown from the root to the stem to the leaves and the flowers, so we bring them to our ground which is there. So we show them how a plant is being planted, and then how it grows, how water has to be poured, how important sunlight is. So that's how we teach them. Then they're able to connect in a better way, rather than just drawing a figure and telling them, okay, these are the roots, this is the stem, and these are the leaves. So when we show them hands-on experience, they seem to be very interested and they don't forget it also.
Got it. We are very curious and would love to know so much more about New Horizon Vidya Mandir. Due to time constraint, we'll have to wind up our session this time, and we'll probably discuss more about the school in our next video. Thank you so much for coming forward and sharing all these thoughts and opinions. It will be of great help for parents who are looking for good schools in the same locality. Right? On behalf of all those parents, thanks once again for your time, ma'am.